Good. And what's going on this fine Tuesday evening? How we doing out there in MECA land? I hope everybody's off to a good start this week. I know it seems like we are. I'm still hanging out here, but we'll be heading back here shortly. Pretty exciting time this weekend up here in Michigan. Training, show, all that good stuff. Like us up, share us up. It's BudTalk Live Tuesday night. Got a few things to go over this week. Obviously, we've got some events coming up, things like that. A couple of other exciting things to talk about. We'll recap the training a little bit. Obviously, take questions from you guys in the chat. I have a few people on with me this evening. I think Wayne might stop by here in a few. I got Mr. Gino and Mr. Brett in the background here. So, yeah, quite a few things going on this week. So I hope everybody's having a good start. And we'll dive into this. What's going on, Miss McGregor, Mr. Gino, Mr. Sullins, everybody else? Hope you guys are doing all right this week. Obviously, like I said, we've got a few events coming up. So usually I kind of start with that. So we'll go over the few events we got coming up here. Looks like we got Bass and Brews on the 28th coming up this weekend there in Georgetown, Kentucky. And I think Shannon and I will be headed there to help Steven and the crew. So come out and see us this weekend. Should be a good time, a good show. We'll get Kentucky kicked off. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody out there this weekend in Georgetown at Country Boy Brewing, 101 Innovation Way in Georgetown, Kentucky. And we'll see you there. I think we got the Run Your System, Not Your Mouth show there in Orlando, Florida on the 28th. That's a 3X, and that'll be there in Orlando. Check my chat out here. What's going on, Mr. Jeremy, Mr. Joe, Mr. Prodigy, Mr. Brett? How you guys doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing all right. Okay. Let's see here. We got a show on April the 4th, show off at the Outlet, hosted there in St. Joseph's, Michigan. That's going to be a sound quality and show and shine event with Wayne there in St. Joseph's, Michigan on the 4th. And then we also have the Carolina season opener, which is going to be a 3X there in Dorchester, South Carolina. So Dominic will be heading that one up. We're looking forward to getting out there and seeing him at a few more of his events this year. We won't make this one. But good luck down there in South Carolina. Make sure you get out there and show him some love. And then lastly, I'll cap off the upcoming events. We got our annual 4X coming up on April the 4th there at Ballard Field in Marion, Indiana. So Indiana's going to have their second show of the season, kicking off, well, not kicking off our 4Xs, but the second 4X of the year. So MECA heads, Ballard Field, Marion, Indiana, April the 4th. We'll have an Easter egg hunt for the kids. World record show. You can set world records. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys bring out. We had a really good turnout here last year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to bring out some scores and set the bar for us early on this year. So 4X there at Ballard Field in Marion, Indiana on the 4th. And as always, Shannon and I will be there. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there at the Easter show on April the 4th. All right. Let's see here. What's going on, Miss Sierra, Mr. Justin Newton? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing all right. Like I said, like us up, share us up. I'm going to have a few things to talk about here this evening. I guess since I talked about the shows and the Forex, let's talk about last weekend a little bit. I've heard from Chad, got to talk to Jake. Looked like those guys kicked off really well. I think over 100 entries. Melissa had an event too, and well, I know I was just talking about the ones I talked to so far, but I know there was a couple shows last weekend. I think maybe Dominic, Melissa, Kevin, and Chad, and then of course we had the one up here, the SQ show. But I know between Chad and Jake, they did over 100 entries, so that's a good kickoff for their season. So I'm glad to see the new faces, the new members, the old ones as well, getting things together and showing up and showing out and getting ready to see what they can do with this MECA thing. So good job week. Good job to the event directors this weekend and all the competitors. Yep, Mr. Mac's going to bring a bunch of Easter eggs for us. What's going on, Mr. Smiley? I don't have a date on a Kentucky Forex just yet, Mike. I'm still trying to work some things out there, but so Mike asked me about Kentucky Forex. We will have one, I am sure, but I am waiting patiently, like I am for many other things currently, on that. But as soon as we have them scheduled, we will post them. I do have a couple of shows that I haven't. That it's my fault they're not up there yet, and those are basically the Ohio show and Slamology. But I have a couple of details to iron out, and I'll get those posted. But other than those two, there may have been some submitted while I have been gone, but if they've been submitted, they've been posted unless they were submitted in the last few days. But as soon as we have all the information, we generally post them up. Well, Mr. Matt, I'm going to talk about, upcoming events. I'm kind of recapping the weekend a little bit. I'm here to answer any questions. And then I've got Mr. Gino Barnes and Brett on here in the background. And I'll give a little bit more about that as we get into it here. But if you got questions about rules or anything, you can ask those. And then, like I said, I'm going to have some guys in here to chat about the training. They both attended the training this last weekend. And, we're going to chat about that a little bit, maybe make a little announcement. And I got a different camera than normal because I'm not at home, so I'm struggling to look at both of them. I have not. So as far as that goes, Mike, I know sometimes we do only dueling demos on Sunday, but I'm going to have to talk that over and get that all figured out still. So I'm sure there can be possibly, but let me make sure before I stick my foot in my mouth what our plan is. Let's see here. All right. Well, I talked about events, told you guys who I got hanging out in the background. So I see this comment here. So let's talk about the website. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days, is basically going through and checklisting stuff on the stage site. We've been working pretty hard on that the last couple of days. I know our internet guys are working. Trust me, we're all ready. Um, so I guess let's see, just a projection, expectations for the website. So make sure you share this up, so because I'm getting ready to go over this, and I know a lot of people are going to have questions and all that good stuff. What's going on, Mr. Max, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Watkins, Mr. Castro? Hope you guys are all doing all right. Um, so we do have quite a bit of progress on that on the stage site. A lot of things coming in, a lot of new things. Obviously, a lot of the same things. So what's going to happen here is basically Thursday evening sometime. Um, you know, the site's supposed to go down Friday because we're switching servers. So we're going to start probably taking backup and data out of the website Thursday evening and pushing that over to the stage site. So, a lot of the mistakes that are on the current site, when the new site comes up, a lot of those things are still going to be similar or the same. But it should be a lot easier for us to start getting things back in order and get everybody fixed up. And then once that happens, it should start being a lot smoother for everybody. What's going on, Mr. Kraft, Mr. Simone? All right. So, like I was saying, Thursday night, they're going to take the site down because we kind of want to do it under our own terms and make sure, we can get everything we need. So the website's probably going to go down Thursday evening. Since we're switching servers and, all that good jazz. What's going on, Mr. Hibbard? We will be losing the whole website's going to go away for probably 48 hours. It could be less and it could be more. But I'm just going to set the expectation of 48 hours to a week before the website even comes back online. That way when it disappears, hopefully, you guys have seen this and you know what's going on, and it don't scare you too bad, but the website will come back. What's going on, Mr. Osborne? And, it could be 3 to 6 weeks before we get everything, right or whatever. I'm just setting that expectation now. Also, there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be stuff we still have to fix. But like I said, once we get everything in order, things should be a lot smoother for all of us. So, I just want everybody to know we've been working on it. Everything's going along as planned. But there is going to be some downtime here and starting Thursday evening. And then, like I said, once it comes back up, I probably won't say much about it. I'll send it out to maybe a few folks to, like Mr. Wiley was saying, so we can start getting people in there to see, what happens, once it goes into the prod stage. And, yeah, there's a lot of new stuff there, a lot of new stuff, Sierra. So we're looking forward to getting it going. But I'm just I'm not scared, but I'm expecting it to be kind of a nightmare for the first 3 to 6 weeks. But after we get through the nightmare, I feel like, all of us are going to be much happier campers, and we're going to have a lot more information, a lot more cool stuff to look at. I really can't wait to show everybody what all, this new site's going to be doing. So I'm really looking forward to it. Does anybody have any questions for me about that? And I'll go ahead and kind of move on from that, I think. But Like I said, website stuff seems to be going pretty good. I'm about halfway through my first little checklist there of testing things. And then of course we'll get another one and another one, but we're going to be pushing prod here soon, so we will be taking feedback, and as you guys find things that are broken or don't work right, just bear with us. And like I said, once we get everything ironed out and back in order, I think that everybody's gonna like it as much as we do. So uh, hopefully that can answer most of the questions about the website and stuff. If your stuff is messed up, I do apologize, but um, sorry. For top install, if I used all T tabs, is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. um, I think that's all I got on the website. So uh, the shows this weekend. I know I talked a little bit about the shows. It looked like Indiana and Ohio got kicked off, and it looked like they had some good turnouts. People were excited. Saw some new faces. Got two really good reports from Chad and Jake. So, looking forward to the rest of the season there as you guys get rolling in these northern states for the training. So, what's going on, Miss Alt? The training this weekend, Saturday, we held a training up here in Michigan, and I thought it went really well. The way Shannon and I and the way we try to kind of do things is we've discovered we kind of like, trying to make like the little family style setting or whatever, just so everybody can be relaxed. Most of the time the trainings are between 5 and 15 people, so you know we've discovered that we can kind of find some decent sized Airbnbs and get a few people staying with us and things like that, and everybody gets to know each other and work with each other. And I think a lot of questions get answered that may not otherwise get answered. Just I don't know. A lot goes on there. I guess it's team building as much as it is training, and just letting people know who we are and what we expect and things of that nature. Obviously, there is training that goes on, and we try to cover a lot in a short amount of time. But the main goal is to get folks to understand what it's all about, answer their immediate questions, and then send them with the tools and the books and things like that to be able to really do what they need to do to become the best judges, they can. So, with all that said, I think we had, was it seven? I think it was seven folks that attended the actual training. I can't get Shannon to tell me yet, Christina, what the color is. I can't get her to tell me yet. I've been trying. Tell you what color we're going to use for it kind of depends finals. On what kind of sponsors I get for finals, and I haven't gotten any word back on that yet. Okay, well, if y'all heard Shannon, she said that it kind of depends a little bit on a few things, so we're waiting on that too. But I know I've got some really good ideas that I want to try to do for some things. But yeah, so I mean that's kind of our goal, Zach, is try to inform folks, the best we can, get them on the right track, and let them know the MECA way, and we try to make it as painless as possible. So I'm glad to hear that, and Zach was one of the attendees. Of course, shout out to Wayne and Matt for helping me out, and of course, me and Shannon were here, and we got through it, got it done. I think Kevin came out, and he's been judging with us for a while, but Kevin generally comes. He's been coming to a training. Seems like at least every couple years, if not once a year, since I've been around. So, I really appreciate that. He stays up to date with things, as things change, and it's always good to stay sharp. So, had Kevin out here, and that's always helpful too, because he can help answer questions, help with some of the newer folks, and then that kind of brings me to where I'm going here. So, um, we did have a sound quality event. It was pretty small, but we had fun, and it went over well. And Matt and Wayne will be doing some more of those at the shop. But anyways, during the training, Brett's been to both of our trainings, the one in Florida and the one we just did. And, we're always kind of striving to do things a little bit better. And, we learn every time we go out. And this year's training was a little bit different because I kind of packed everything into it. Whereas it used to just kind of be the sound quality side. I've kind of packed the whole kit and caboodle into it. So, a lot of times with these laid back settings, it can be easy for us to get a little off kilter or off schedule. But as long as we get through it and the folks have a good time, like I said, it ends up being pretty painless. But we got to spend, a whole day together pretty much. People started getting here at 10, and I think it was 9 or 10 before everybody left. So, other than the folks that stayed with us, we did have vehicles there that they got to judge. What? Something's on my shirt. I don't know. Yeah, Chris Anderson made some really bomb spaghetti. Um, he was here. Do what? I'm about to. That's what I'm getting to. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get Gino and Brett in here. Let's see. Um, before I do, I kind of wanted to fill you guys in. So Gino is Brett's son, but Gino's a younger cat. I think he's 18. Um, he's really, I don't know, to me, he's just what we need. He's excited about the hobby. He loves music. He's a young guy. He seems to have a really good set of ears. He produces his own music. He probably don't toot his own horn, but he's getting ready to go to Berkeley School of Music. So, somebody that's that passionate about music, etc. I just thought it was really cool to see a younger person, enjoying what we enjoy. So, he is from New York, and I think that's going to be something that you guys in the Northeast there should be pretty happy about, that we're going to get him going. And I'm going to bring him in here, and we're going to talk to Gino about the training and, about getting him going. And then we'll have his dad here too. So if you guys got questions, but let's see, here they are. Here's Gino. And how you doing, Gino?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on here. It's an honor to be here.
There is Brett. All
Hey,
right.
Dad.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I was reading. All right, guys. So, well, first off, thanks for joining me. I guess I'll just go ahead and I'll ask Gino first to start it off. You know, I will ask you about training first, and then we'll ask you a little bit about yourself. So I got to meet you this weekend at the training, and like I said, you just seem, I don't know, so excited about music and things like that. It's been a long time since I've seen a real young person, um, that excited about the hobby, I guess. So it excites me. And I don't know, what do you think about the training from your perspective?
The training was very straightforward. I believe that we got just enough for what we need to do to get out to the shows and then learn the most there at location. With the training, we went over obviously the basics of like SQ, SP, in the leagues. We also went over, the Ride the Lightning shows, dueling demos, and those newer contests that we're adding to MECA. And it was overall not only an informational experience, but a very fun one at that too. I got to meet new people like Bud yourself and Shannon and Chris. By the way, your spaghetti is amazing, Chris. I still miss that. And and it's a unique experience that's difficult to explain, although it's one that will definitely kickstart my career with car audio in a general sense.
Awesome. All right. So with the training and stuff, I guess let me ask you a little bit about you. So I know you're younger and all that good stuff, but you know, and I know your dad's involved in car audio, but I guess what gets you excited about car audio, and what kind of got you, to the place where you wanted to see what, kind of see what our crazy butts were all about.
a lot, a lot of the inspiration from or for car audio came a lot from my father. He introduced me to a lot of the car audio community, especially at first. I was with him when he was first tearing apart the Nissan Titan, which is also known as the Prodigy vehicle. And I watched him build that vehicle from essentially the sound system from scratch, go through multiple versions of that system. I mean, I grew up in a vehicle in one of those vans that had a sound system in it. And I guess the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because, at a practical sense, it's a studio on wheels, and I'm a musician. So seeing all these different ideas formulate from these different cars is fascinating to see in and of itself. But when it comes to, the fun part about it, if I get to go to a show and I can sit into a vehicle I've never seen before and I can hear what sounds like what the producers heard of these world listing tracks and be able to see these like fabricated car parts that look like they were formed out of just pure magic is just astonishing to me, because although I do like some fabrication, it might not be my main career choice, because I'm still going to be a musician. But
Right.
with watching the cars come one by one and seeing the new ideas formulate, you have no idea what to expect at these shows, right? And that's kind of the fun part about it, is because especially the SPO ones where you're sitting around, you're having a coffee or something, and you just hear some buzzing. Where the hell is that coming from, right? And it's some guy hitting 170 dB in some tiny Mitsubishi van, right? So my father's smiling because he knows about what I'm talking about. But
Right.
it's such a unique experience, and one that you're not going to get anywhere else, because not only the cars are there, but the people as well. It really is one big family, and whether you get the medal or you go out with a score sheet only, we're a winner in the long run. And that's what I love about seeing this.
What's going on, Mr. Aaron? All right. So I know you just mentioned a little bit that you were that you were a musician. So like you kind of produce your own music and stuff, and you're getting ready to go to Berkeley College of Music. So
Yes, sir.
congratulations there. But how do you think? Um, I guess that and having like a producer's ear and a deep background in music is going to help you as you're judging these vehicles.
Um, at a basic sense, if I can listen to a track that I created in one of these vehicles, it it opens you up to what it's supposed to sound like. And at a producer's ear, when you listen to a track, especially that's like one of the top 10, like for let's say the 90s, right? You hear little things in the background of the music that you had not heard in any other system, right? And as a producer, in my mind, I think, how did they do that? I had no idea that, this voice was over there, or they had a guitar in this song, right? And it's that mindset that will actually boost my productivity when I'm in the studio. But at a producer standpoint, for what I create, well, my genre is based mostly on electronic dubstep with a hybrid of metal. And I feel like what I can do is introduce my music at different locations, which includes the shows of MECA, and overall, experiment with how different things sound. And that's really the biggest part of my music, especially. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, at a producer standpoint, you hear more than you think, and that's a really really unique thing to be
Well,
perceiving.
I'm going to jump in here because Gino did his album that he currently has out right now, his Eighth Erupt album. He mastered it using my truck. So he would go from mastering monitors and he would go and he would listen to it in the truck. So he was that's one a trick that a lot of mastering guys will do is they'll listen through multiple different sets of studio monitors so that they can get things so that it sounds good. The idea is it sounds good on everything from an iPhone to your television speaker to a big hi-fi system. So it's at least
It's
catchy.
balanced. Yeah.
And he was doing that with the truck. So it does give you that proud parent moment when, for instance, we went to Nopi and we're at the Nopi show and Prodigy's lined up next to Chris at SoundCube with his SoundCube ground pound. And we've got Gino's music coming out of SoundCube and out of Prodigy for demos.
I still think that's wild too, hearing my own music coming out of that vehicle.
Atlanta Motor Speedway is like tearing it up with my kids' music, which is really really cool. But then with him being a producer and him sitting there with those cans, which you can see on his head right now, he's actually wearing a set of Yamaha production cans. He when he's doing and he's mixing all that stuff together, and then he listens to recorded music on that as well. And then he gets in your car and he listens to a track that he knows what it's supposed to sound like. Right. So when I think I've got my car somewhere close, it's the Gino, come check my stage. Gino, come check my he's got that ability as a music producer to pick those little things out and find out like little things. I think we were talking about it this weekend at the training where you listen to a song you've been listening to for 25, 30 years. You listen to it in a system that is so good that all of a sudden you can hear the faults in the microphones and the faults in the instruments and how
the little transients that weren't there that you didn't think was there originally. Yeah,
that really messed with you. So
and I was raised around hi-fi audio systems, so I was raised around that stuff. So that's what I'm perceived and used to is the hi-fi audio. So having that as an advantage as well. I mean, especially thanks to my father, I was surrounded by all sorts of gear. I mean, in my bedroom, I have a pair of Boston speakers that are my TV speakers. I mean, so it's like that's what I'm using to listen to everyday things on a TV. So also, you can find my tracks on my website. I'll throw it in the comment section for you guys.
He's on all the streaming services as well.
All right, let's see. I know you guys got any questions here for any of these guys? What's going on? Let's see. Kevin, Aaron, Mr. Jonathan DeMuth, how you doing? Mr. Zink, Mr. Agency.
Yes, my stage name is Eighth Erupt, for those who are wondering. Thank you to my father for putting that in chat.
Yeah, Kevin, I think those young ears, they probably hear pretty good. He said, Gino judged my car at the training, and it was only the second car he's ever judged, and he'll go far. So, Kevin's been judging with us for quite a while. He's been, in the sound quality stuff for a few years now, deeper than he was. And I respect that opinion, and I kind of feel the same way, and I'm really excited. What's going on, Adam? What's your question?
Also, thank you so much for the kind words, by the way. And whatever you do, don't look at my father's first score sheet that I did. I was way off.
Take a picture of it.
It was like an 86, and I was so generous with it by accident.
I'll keep the 86.
Well, I mean, you can keep it all you want, but it's not going to a competition. So
I think Matt's 73 was probably a lot closer.
He might be a good DD judge too. I'm sure he will be.
Yeah.
But doing demos is a little bit different than sound quality, but um, I'm sure he'd be just as good at doing demos as he is at sound quality. I mean, to me, you know, most of our judges are following, you know, a standard. They all do, you know, maybe hear things a little bit differently here and there. But we're always building, always looking for judges, and you know who might be the next good one. And like I said, I'm pretty excited. I think I don't want to say he's the youngest person I've ever trained, but he's the youngest person I've trained since I've drove the car at MECA. You know, I think uh, my daughter was the youngest MECA judge that got certified at 14, but at the end of the day, that wasn't me that trained her. So, you know, and she was more like me, and you know, into the boom boom part of it. But
That's the fun stuff, is the loud, like, boom boom music. Yeah, where you don't know where the bass is coming from, but you know it's somewhere. That's the most fun, hands down, are those kind of shows.
what's going on, Mr. Cassidy? Did you decide what category? I do think I know who I'm talking to now. As far as I know, they're supposed to just class you normal, Adam.
Yeah, Mod
And
Street.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he said in chat, was Mod Street, I'm pretty sure.
Well, we're always looking for him, Aaron. Reach out, you know, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
We'd be more than happy to help you out. What's going on, Mr. Gamble? All right.
One thing that I know off the bat is this is going to be a very big learning experience, especially when I go to more of the shows. And I'm also honored to have the title of New York Events Director. So I will be putting that to good use, getting as many shows as I can in New York. So if you're from the New York area, expect some shows this upcoming year. And I will definitely be at them, and I will not be judging my father's car, because I'm not giving you another 86. But but it's definitely going to be a learning experience for me. So I'm just excited to see what happens, and I'm in it every step of the way. So, and I'm also blessed and honored to have that title. So thank you, Bud, for offering me such a valuable position, and I'm blessed to be here. And thank you.
I'd like to.
Well, I think we'll all be blessed together. Like I said, you know, I love your enthusiasm, your excitement. You know, obviously the young people, we need them. I was fairly impressed with what I saw, and you know, the guys in the Northeast New York area, they've been asking, you know, for a while now, and so you ask. Hopefully, I can deliver, and I feel like he's going to be somebody that's going to end up being really good for the area, really good for the sound quality, doing demos. You know, anything that has to do with listening, I feel like Gino will be good for it. And I'm just really excited to see where he takes it, and to see, you know, the New York area, you know, finally get what they've been asking me for. And sometimes things take time, but we are always trying to, you know, roll those balls forward. So hopefully you guys up there in the Northeast will start getting some things going here. And yeah, Gino's got a few jokes.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Well, I wanted to point out too that during this training, the last two trainings, we had the one in Orlando, then we also had this one in Michigan. Is the one in Michigan, as much as we're trying to be fluid as it, going through the trainings, this time we did take a much more advantage of having 4 vehicles there that the candidates could go out and judge, and getting them score sheets and going out and treating it like there was a competition in the driveway of the B&B, and getting them in the cars, going through the steps, coming in, going over their score sheets, and then having Matt there, who was doing the sound quality training, to go over those sheets and critique those sheets, was invaluable. And it made it so that these guys were much more comfortable by the time they got in their second or third car. And these are all cars that were capable. I mean, I didn't have my truck there. I had my rep vehicle, which is still a decent sounding car.
Right.
And is, but it does have faults in it, and I know what the faults are. So the critiques were really nice to see when they were accurate. And you had 4 or 5 guys that were out there judging on Bud's truck, my car. We had Matt's Toyota out there, and we had Kevin's truck. And it was just really nice having that rotation, so you could have 4 or 5 guys judging all at the same time, and it was very efficient. They were getting stuff done. It took like a little bit of a false start getting people going, but once we got
Right.
them going, I'm thinking maybe from now on, an SQL trainings that we kind of put that right in that idea of, if we have the vehicles, let's get them ready to be judged. And let's see what kind of comments and feedback. The scores were all over the place. I mean, my Sonata got a 62 and it got an 86.75. Thank you, Gino. But
I should have let him judge my car first.
Well, here's the thing about it is I was told that, even though the numbers were high at first, even with the first vehicle that I judged, the critiques were spot on. And it's like, I think all I have to do is I just need to get the scale of the numbers. That's all I need to get down. After that, I think I'm already kind of getting there, because right now I'm just trying to get that ball moving, kind of like what you said.
Yeah, I think what you were hearing in all your critiques and notes and stuff, even I didn't get to sit in all the cars, but I talked to Matt, and it all looks like it's supposed to look to me. So I mean, after that, it's all about trying to find your pocket for your, like you said, for your scores, and that just kind of takes experience, I think.
100%, 100%,
right,
100%, yeah. That's one of the things that I'd like to get more of, is that experience, and the one way to do that is to go to the shows, right? So anytime that I don't have school, I will be heading to the shows, and I will be hopefully going along with my father on those. Because, like you mentioned before, I'm going to Berkeley College of Music. I'm also looking at possibly pursuing a career in an ROTC military field as well, doing possibly ROTC Army, then going into Air Force for auto engineering. So, because the way I think about it, it's like they pay for my college and stuff, and so it's like, why not? But that's a possibility. And with all that going down, there's a lot of stuff on the plate, but the plate is moving forward, and that's all I care about right now. And anytime that I have available, I will be making the time. And even if I'm not there in person, I will be remotely help getting those shows going, especially in New York.
Well, somebody asked about Gino's ride. He's got his Volvo 850. It's a 97 Volvo 850. And it currently has the box built in the garage. He's got a Prodigy Audio NB515 with a 2800 watt monoblock on it.
Just a little bit of sub, not that much.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of sub in that. That's his SQ build, by the way. That's what he considers SQ.
Yep. And it's the SQ build, and I also have still in the making, I've got the A-pillars I'm working on. I am looking at using OEM mid-range locations in the corner of the dash. I'm going to have myself my tweeters on my A-pillars, and then have the mid-bases in the doors. And I'm pretty sure this is a good thing, but on my doors in that Volvo, the speakers are the highest point on the door farthest forward. So I think I have the glory spot on that Volvo. So all I got to do is just rip that out, and I got to steal some of my father's sound material when he's not looking, and then put that in the vehicle. And
we'll just take more of Adams. We'll just take more of Adams. The only problem is you have a 90s version of a perfect speaker location, so it's a 5 1/4.
Yeah, that's I had to drill new holes in the plastic mounts, because it's it wouldn't. I'm getting the 6-inch, and I'm it's not working.
We can work that out, but we just cut it in there, and just form.
We got it in there. It's sitting in there right now. They're the recoils, right? We have in there the 5.5 recoils, and they kick. They sound great, and all I have to do is just get rid of that damn buzzing in the doors, man. I mean. After that, it'll
never get rid of all the buzzing in the door.
It's hard.
Shut up.
That's the hard part. You can, but it's not fun.
Did you hear how I did with my father's doors though in the truck? I spent 2 hours on both the doors, just getting every nook and cranny. And
You
anyone
spent
that was at
2 hours
that,
on each door.
was it each door? Is that
Yeah.
long? What the, oh my god.
Yeah.
But if anyone was at the Tampa show, the at the Sheraton Hotel for the Alaska show, the truck was there. And I was giving demos left and right in that thing as much as I could. And when you close a door, it wasn't just a regular close, it was like a whoomp. Because all that pressure it was not going anywhere. So, and it also looks great, by the way, Adam. Those doors and the A-pillars. Wow. That looks really good, Adam. So thank you for that, by the way.
You get on both sides. You know what? Like I don't know how to explain it, but like in a sound pressure car, you can almost when you get in it or look inside of it. If I stick my head in it, I almost can tell you how loud it's going to be just by how it sounds with nothing going on.
Mhm.
Because I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of times when you get, especially in street vehicles, I always build street vehicles, but you get that thing like you get in it and it sounds like you're in a cave. I don't know if that makes sense. That's just kind of how I look at it. But when it sounds like that, you know it's about to be loud.
Oh yeah. Listen, if I put my head in the vehicle and I hear my voice echo in that car, I'm just gonna walk out before I permanently damage something in my head.
There you go. Yeah, you got to do definitely the panels and not just the doors. That's for darn sure.
100%. Yeah, it's gonna take some time on that vehicle because
I deadened my doors when we were at Tony's doing the SQ stuff, and him and his installer gave me all kinds of stuff because I'm a sound pressure guy. They're like, "This is too much deadener." I'm like, "That's not enough," and they're like, "Too much," and I'm like, "I'll make it go back on there. Just put the speakers in."
nah,
Yeah, Dino was cutting important looking parts of my door panel off to get my door panels to go back on.
yeah. And when he asked me what were you doing, and I told him that's a great question. I don't know. It just didn't fit, so I'm making it fit.
It didn't fit.
And I mean, it's like I said, it sounded great. So
Oh yeah, it's too much.
I didn't cut anything important. That's what matters, right?
Windows won't go down.
Mr. Aaron, I don't have a decision yet, but yes, we have discussions. And unfortunately, just to kind of, I don't know, keep it as light and good as possible, like I'm kind of in a holding pattern, trying to get word on some of the sound pressure stuff. I, it's kind of, I guess, been a little bit of I don't know what the right word is, but a conundrum maybe this year. But I don't like to announce one program before the other. And I have a pretty decent idea of what we're going to do with the sound quality side. But I haven't made 100% decision just yet to be, just to be 100% transparent. I'm really, to be honest with you, kind of sitting in this holding pattern, waiting to see what shakes out for sound pressure. And I do apologize, but unfortunately, it's just a part of trying to work together with other organizations and stuff, and trying to put all of that together. It becomes a little bit more difficult when we're trying to do all those things as one. So just bear with me. And, I promise you, I will make the best decision for MECA, and I will try to make things as unified as possible. That's kind of always my goal from a competitor's perspective, because I was one. Regardless what you hear or don't hear, that's always our goal over here at MECA. So please bear with me. To be honest with you, I'm not happy about it either. I could probably say a couple cuss words about it and get pumped up, but I won't. But I hope I will have something to tell you guys here. I'm a month late already in my mind, so I'm not super happy. So I know you aren't. But bear with me, and I will get you guys the information as soon as possible. All right,
Well
sorry.
said. Very well said.
All right, I think I'm caught up here on the chat.
Yeah, I ended up saying hello from the YouTube side. So
Tap on a speaker and it'll tell a story. Yeah, probably. It might tell a little one or a big one. Is it boomy?
depends on the woofer, right?
Depends on the enclosure, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Gotta
so
be.
I know we kind of went over it a little bit, but we've been on for about 50 minutes now. So before it gets too late, I do want to make sure, my sound quality guys that are here watching, I mean, MECA folks in general, if you want to share this or whatever, I am going to turn Gino loose here in New York as your New York event director.
I better watch out in New York.
He's a young guy. I think he's going to do really good for you guys. Don't tear him up. I mean, I'm sure he'll have some backup there, it looks like. But, I think this is going to be something that will really get MECA going up there. And we're really looking forward to it. So I just want to make it clear and official. Gino's going to be taking over your New York event director. We haven't had representation out there, and since I don't know when, I know we used to send folks out there. I don't know if we actually had a permanent judge there or not at one point. I can't remember, but like I said, I know some of the northern PA, New York, Jersey folks have been asking us for quite some time. So hopefully you'll start seeing some things come off there soon in New York. And I guess with that being said, that's kind of like the big news. And I guess I'll kind of go ahead and ask you, what do you envision for the scene up in New York this year? I know you kind of briefly mentioned it, but what are your thoughts or expectations, excitements,
Oh, we lost you for a second.
all that
There you
good
are.
stuff?
So for the expectations for New York, I expect there to be a lot of new people. I will be bringing people, excuse me, that are in my generation to these shows. I'm looking at bringing friends of mine that are my high school to these shows, having them, in New York, around the area in general, having friends from like Syracuse, especially Albany, Buffalo, Rochester, especially the major parts of New York. And with the result of those shows, I expect and hope to get more members with MECA. And the most I can ask for is to just show New York, what it's like to have a nice car at all in period, right? Because we're doing more than just sound quality and pressure level. We're going more as well with like the looks of the vehicles, right? And the dueling demos and stuff. And it just comes to show that, just because a vehicle might not look the greatest doesn't mean it doesn't sound the greatest, right? So it's those
Sure.
shows especially that we can bring
And
people
Gino's
to the shows.
got the advantage of in the area. We don't have as many sound competitions as we used to, because this used to be the prime location for sound locations.
Yeah, it
between
used to be
Buffalo
like the major place.
There used to be 25, 30 shows between Buffalo and Boston every summer in the 90s. This isn't the 90s anymore. But we do have a huge tuner crowd. We have a huge classic car crowd. We host the largest car show in North America every year in Syracuse. The Syracuse Nationals is still the largest car show in the country. So we have a lot of potential to where we can roll in guys that already love their cars and love to spend money on their cars, getting them into doing some sound stuff, whether it be the tuner crowd or the classic car crowd. My soon-to-be 80-year-old father has all intentions of setting up his 66 T-Bird with an SQ system at his age. So I mean, you can pull people from all different directions, and I think Gino has that bit of a head start in the upstate New York market, that every place you look, once it gets warm, because our summers are kind of short here, when it gets warm, there's a car show going on someplace.
Right.
And those are already car people. And in the end, yes, we're audio people, but we're car guys.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it,
So-
along with that is I have friends of mine who have their vehicles for high school, right? Because I'm a senior in high school right now, and I've got my friends who have their vehicles, and I've been asked, what sub can I get in my truck, or what amps can I get in my SUV, and those questions come around a lot more because on my personal socials, especially, I've been posting things online saying that we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for improvement. We're looking for progression, right? If you want to have, even if it's just a sub in the back seat, that's perfect, right? It's more than just the regular stock stereo, because let's be honest, having the major final SQ systems, that's intimidating, especially for someone that hasn't done it before. Speaking from experience, so it's like seeing and going one step at a time and encouraging these folks that are my age, especially to at least try it out. It's like the hook method, give them a little bit of a taste, and then they're gonna get more momentum because they're gonna enjoy it. And that's kind of ties into the whole New York rep thing with MECA, is having those shows available to people where they don't have to travel 13 14 hours south just to get to a car show where they can compete their vehicle. I mean, that is going to be a lot easier for both time management and consistency with getting those younger folks in here. And it can range from people that are my age to like 35 40 who almost are targeting, so it could be a wide variety of different people. So that's where I'm sitting right now.
Awesome. All
I call it
right.
me.
See, you guys got any other questions for Mr. Aaron or Brett? I'm sure I could come up with one or two more. I know we're getting close to our hour, but I mean, we can.
We need more people in install this year.
Is that your Freeman if it's right? I don't know what that says. Looks like Missy Elliott wrote me something.
What?
MECA, new, crack, no whacked. Okay.
Someone quote that.
Who's Aaron?
One of the SQ competitors.
He's a Florida guy. There's something in the water down there.
Yeah, it's salty.
Wow.
Right now.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Make a new crack note.
Yeah. But if any of you have questions for me, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page. It's I'll leave my info down in the comment section of Facebook. I also have that website as well, aetherups.com. If you want to contact me about any music stuff too, I'm there as well. And I'm here to learn something new every day, especially with MECA and car audio. So
did we ever find out?
Aaron, that is way too long. You can't replace shitting on with that. It won't fit on a shirt.
The bar is set high. So let's see. I guess I'll ask one more question here, and if you guys ask something in the meantime, we'll get that answered. But Gino, your dad's been involved in the car audio stuff off and on, at least for a pretty long time. I know getting back into it here, the last few years, but what would you say the most important thing you learned from your dad is about the car audio and that's got you to this point?
I would say this can apply to almost everything, whether it's car audio or something at work or something personal. Take the time to do it right the first time. And that's with, especially installing, because sometimes undoing all your hard work just to make one change is not worth it. Right.
Right.
So that's one of the major things that I learned from my father. Because I've seen, I mean, especially with him around, I've seen speakers like catch fire. I've seen amps short out. I've actually almost shorted out one of my batteries installing my power distribution once. And it's taking the time to do the research, then doing it right the first time. And that's, and also learning from your mistakes, right? Because let's be honest, I'm going to make mistakes. It's going to happen, sure. Right? And I'm here to correct them, and I'm here to learn all about why they happen and how I can correct them for future reference. And of course, to have fun with it 100% of the time. And that's what I would say is just have fun as well.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate both you guys coming on. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to get the news out there that we were having an event director up there in New York, and obviously, I'm really excited about having a youngster involved and seeing what we can do here and seeing us all grow together. So. Is there anything that you or your dad Brett wanted to say before we check out? I guess Shannon had a question.
Shannon's got a question.
She said, "What are y'all's thoughts when I say I want you to come to a training, but also stay with us? Is that weird? Or were you weirded out?"
No. I was weirded out when I had to sleep on Aladdin's magic carpet the first time. That was a little
yeah, that was
that was a little strange. But no, that's to me this the Airbnb thing is a beautiful thing. We used to do it when I was with Harmon and Madrigal and we were doing big pro audio stuff. That was one of those things. We would get like a ski house at Loon Mountain in New Hampshire or something like that, and we would rent it out. And it was, you put all those guys in that place, and it seems like a little strange, but it's the ultimate team building. I mean, you get up in the morning and you find out so much about the other people you're around, because you have that one guy that runs out and grabs breakfast for everybody, and then the other guy that makes all the coffee, and then the other guy that
you're the coffee guy. That's you.
Yeah, I was
He's a coffee guy.
And then you got Wayne.
Yeah. Yep. Because
Wayne's hiding.
Was Wayne's hiding? Hi, Wayne.
Wayne's hiding.
Hi, Wayne.
Already, man.
I told him, I said, let's mess him up. I was like, I'm going to slide right and you slide right at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but with my experience with the Airbnb, I was put on a bunk bed, and you know what? I've slept in much worse places. But I remember as I'm turning around, I could just feel the entire bed move like this, and I'm getting seasick on a bunk bed. Here we go, and then I passed out eventually.
The party's hard enough for everyone. Yes, so there's always those in the team building. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's those.
That guy's usually me, but no.
Yeah, I think the Airbnb is a wonderful thing, and I would keep it up. It's just finding them to scale as large as the ones in Florida. Is the trick if you have larger classes.
Yeah. Well, all right. Doesn't look like I'm getting any other questions, so I guess, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming on. We've been on a little over an hour. I'll let you guys say your goodbyes, and then I'll close it out here. It looks like the majority of the feedback I've gotten, because we've been doing the B&B thing now for we didn't really get one off last year, but we've been doing it 2 or 3 years now. And, we like it and we keep improving and things like that. But, at the end of the day, that's our biggest goal, is to, get everybody kind of on the same page and getting to know each other and who you are. So that's good to hear that most people, seem to like that. So Shannon's been asking me for a couple of days. So that's good feedback. But I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and sign out here, and then we'll end the live, I guess.
All right. Thank you so much for letting me come on here, and my father. It's been an honor to be here
everybody.
to talk. And thank you for seeing you guys.
All right, y'all. Thank you. All right, you guys. It's been a pretty good live, pretty good show. A lot of exciting news. Wayne's right there. Michigan event director, head of Show and Shine. He don't talk much, but he's there. We're getting things done, getting ready to jet back to the house, getting ready to head down to Georgetown, I think, and hang out with Steven and everybody this weekend. So we're really looking forward to the show this weekend. And then obviously we got the Easter 4X coming up. All that good stuff is coming at you guys here soon. I got a few things here to go over with Wayne and get Wayne out the door here. So you guys have questions, want to host shows, want to become a judge, feel free to reach out to us, email us, call us, message us, all that good stuff. We'll see what we can do together. But I guess everybody knows the drill, really. Until next time, keep it loud and clear, MECA heads.